Okay, good morning. It is Sunday morning. Planning on loading everything up, having everything ready to go Wednesday evening. And I'm going to pull out Thursday, probably around 10 o'clock. That should put me through Indy, probably, around 10 or 11 o'clock, which is good. So, be home sometime, midnight Thursday or possibly early morning Friday. Anyways, I don't know if you can tell, but the lake has calmed down. It's almost like glass out there. There's a real soft south wind blowing, and so what's going to happen is today's not going to be bad. It's still about 50 degrees. It's going to get to 50. It's probably about 42 right now. It's going to get to 50, and we're going to go from there. Okay, I had to end that segment because somebody was walking by with a dog, and sure enough, Sammy started barking. That ain't gonna happen, so had to get on him. So anyways, there's some rain coming in. Looks like tomorrow's gonna be a rain out. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Tuesday looks pretty good, almost 60 degrees. I'll be do some hiking and kind of wind it down. So it's been a good trip. Glad I got to see the wild part of Superior in the beginning there, and just gonna kind of go from there. So I'm finishing up my breakfast here. Made me another little, I guess you call it egg McMuffin with ham, and we'll go from there. Go on a little hike today. Looks like the rain has moved away for at least 24 hours. So, gonna hike on down to 7 Mile Creek and probably go beyond. Probably won't make it to Beaver. I think that's a little bit too far to push it. It's about 1 o'clock. So, but the winds are supposed to stay calm. And no rain is supposed to come in. Of course, I got my rain gear in my backpack. Beautiful day. Probably right around 50. Got a little extra clothes with me in case I was to need it. Sammy seems to be doing good. He's out chasing all these birds. He thinks he can catch these birds. Lake's a lot calmer than it's been. Not as calm as I've seen it since I've been here. So anyways, that's the plan. Scoot on down the beach, have a little lunch, and just keep relaxing. Keep decompressing. It's important. Sunday afternoon. Sammy, get down there, boy. Good. You stay down there now. Leave them squirrels alone. They ain't hurting you none. Digging for, boy? Come all the time digging. You better move out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Quit digging. Quit. Don't you bite. You better not bite. better not bite me. You better not. You better not. You better not. You better watch out, you're gonna get kicked. You mess around like that, somebody's gonna kick you, buddy. Come on. Alright, pull the root up. What you better do, quit? Huh? You just can't stand it, can you? Careful, you choke on stuff like that, but we'll get a drink. Whew, I bet that water's cold. That water cold? Huh? Day's going by pretty good. A little bit chilly. It's probably only 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but you can tell it's not going to get very warm. And the clouds, these clouds here are all just drifting in from the northwest. So eventually it's going to drag in from around this corner. It'll drag in some rain. And tomorrow, especially in the afternoon, is supposed to be a total rain event, like 90% chance. So anyways, we decided not to go too much farther. Just because it's cold and I didn't dress to spend the night, just in case something happened. But having said that, I come to these places to think about, you know, survival and what you do if you had to spend the night out here, and come up with this little shelter. Here's exactly what I would do. I would go right up here, go up this sand dune, and I would dig me a nice little place out right there. And then I would get me some branches and leaves and make a door and kind of some insulation all the way around it. And right there is where I'd spend the night if I had to. I don't know if it'd be waterproof. I bet you'd get some dripping in from somewhere. But I've got rain gear with me, so anyways. And Sammy, he's just a mess. What can I say? Funny, I noticed Sammy really likes running this bank. He preferred to be up there running sideways and be down here. He likes it. I think there's a lot of squirrels and chipmunks and stuff like that up there for him to think he can catch. Sammy, come on, hey, come on. There he is. Good doggy. Good dog. Yep, there he goes after the birds. Always thinks he's going to catch him a bird. Never does. This is what I call a graveyard. Lots of things to look at that have been washed ashore within the last few big storms. Pretty interesting stuff. This is the latest victim to the storm, probably the gale. Took it out. Couldn't have been here for long. But yeah, you can see it just tore away from the banks. Oh well. So goes the world. Alright, Monday morning. Another cold night. Got down about probably 31 degrees or something like that. So, anyways, that's why I got my coffee maker going. Oh yeah. Good to have hot coffee in the morning. Made my eggs and hot dogs. But put it on a little tortilla this morning. So, anyways, Sammy's over there waiting to see if there's any left. I'm sure he's I've already fed him his dog food, but he's awaiting just in case there's some left over. So we got steady rain moving in today, and although you sure couldn't tell it right now, it looks pretty nice, blue sky, but supposedly by the afternoon it's 100% chance of rain. And tomorrow looks pretty good, supposed to almost get to 60 degrees. And Wednesday, more rain moving in. Planning on starting to break down on Wednesday, and then by 10 o'clock in the morning Thursday, I'm gonna head south. Get home, engage, and get things going back there. So get my jobs all lined up and ready to go. So anyways, things are going good. Gonna run into Grand Marais here in a little bit. Oh, happy birthday, Sarah. Yep, today's October 1st, Sarah's birthday. So anyways, happy birthday to you. Wish I was there to bake you a cake. So anyways, I'll text her in a little while and let her know she's at work. So that's it for right now. Peace out. Okay, so here we are at Camp LA. Late September, early October. In fact, today is October 1st. Bad weather coming in. So it looks like I'm going to start to break camp down and then probably head out on Wednesday. So anyways, what I got to thinking is I thought I would film it. This is what went through the gale. Everything standing here went through the gale, except that windscreen right there, and I added that later. Kind of glad it wasn't on there. And I've modified it just a little bit. Gale, I learned a lot with the gale. I learned that you got to keep it down. The air is going to get underneath there, but you just got to have it so it doesn't like a parachute raising up into the air, or a kite. Weather in the next 24 to 36 hours is not going to be windy, and even when it does, it's going to pick up from the south, which is behind this dune. So that's why I'm going to systematically start to take this. And I got my guard dog on duty. Hey, you're still on duty, bud. Don't forget. He's wanting to go home and see Hoppy. I think it's interesting to note that I'll never really know how much pressure these straps took, keeping the Coleman Sun Valley from flipping over. There's no meter on them. They're anchored to a good pole. So anyways, there's all kind of ways to attach a what I consider just a slip strap. And one is I went up here and took it around to the base where it's bolted down around itself. And then of course here you just push on this and it breaks everything free for you. Down here, in order to hook to the pole, I took a piece of rope and put a bowline, tied this in a normal knot, put a bowline in this one, something to hook into. Now I know this rope probably is not as strong as the strap, but that's still pretty strong rope. And when you add all the other anchor points I had, I think it did okay. But in retrospect, that should actually be a strap like this too, coming around there, which would be easy to do, easy to rig up. Might be the screen, the display screen might be dirty too. But anyways, what I try to do is I try to wrap them and so I don't damage the bark when I go around. I basically just go around, try to keep it nice and even, try to keep the bark just compressed and tie off. And I also have a weird way of looking at it too. It's like, to me, that's a special breed of a tree. That's a campground tree. And you know, their whole life, they're, you know, kids stab them with knives and dogs pee on them. And you know, I think sometimes they might even think it's kind of fun to tie off and sway in a storm and know that I'm dependent on it. I think I've showed this before, but the nice thing is the way this tarp is, I can walk all the way around the camper and never get wet. And check it, make sure it's dry, make sure the straps are holding. Of course, the front porch is a work of art, I must say. But anyways, I can come on around. Now here it gets a little tight in this corner. You know, you'd probably get a few drops on you. But the thing is I sleep right inside here. And that window is open and this window is open. So I can see out and I stare at the sky almost all night waiting for the northern lights. Did not see them on this trip, but that's okay. You never can be disappointed because they will show up eventually. Speaking of my view, here it is from the inside looking out. And so I can lay right here and all night long I can look at the northern sky and the northwest. Anyways, it don't take much. All you do is take a look, and if you see a color out there or it looks bright, it's not pitch black, then jump up and get going because the show has begun. But anyways, didn't see anything this year, so we'll have to look again next year and see what happens. Sure has been an interesting year. So weird how you can come one year and it can be totally dry and hot and kind of conditions that I consider, you know, pretty miserable. And this year's been a total opposite. It has rained, wind, cold. Sounds good. See, I kind of like this because this is relaxing to me. This is just like, this is like sleeping at the cabin at home. Hey, get out of there. Come on. Chipmunks, when it started raining, man, they're coming in like crazy. They're driving Sammy nuts. Still thinks he's going to get him a chipmunk sandwich. Anyways, yeah, I like weather like this. I like listening to the rain on the tin roof at home. And this is the same thing. I like sleeping in weather like this. I don't like those strong winds, those real high winds. Those kind of freak me out a little bit. But just sitting there contemplating how to take this down, when to take it down. I guess I'll take it down tomorrow. You know, it's held up well. But anyways, Monday evening. Tomorrow should be sunny and 58 until evening sometime. Here comes Meg hiking. She's trying out the frog tog, the dry ducks. See if she likes them or not. So what's the verdict?
Well, when I peel off, let's see how dry.